All right, man. Detroit Lions complete the sweep of the Green Bay Packers on Thursday night football, right? 34-31 on a late Jake Bates field goal. Lions controlled the ball, controlled the game in the first half. It pretty much mirrored, if we being honest, it pretty much mirrored the football game with Chicago. And what you had was a whole bunch of pieces they threw out there. Um, defensively at linebacker and the D line, and Lee McNeil was out with a head injury, but they didn't rule it. They did not rule it. How can I say? They did not rule it uh, a concussion though. So you out there. I mean, you pretty much out there with you pretty much out there with you pretty much out there with people off the streets, practice squad people. I mean, yeah, I mean it's wild out there for the Lions, and they found ways to get pressure. I mean, Pat O'Connor, Muhammad. I mean, they found the way to win. They found a way to still hold Josh Jacobs in check, even though they went Thursday to Thursday. You got to understand, they still was originally on a short week. So that's what I kind of be saying. They kind of still was on a short week for both teams. So you just ain't 100% healed. That wasn't the best version of Green Bay, and that wasn't the best version of the Lions. On them Thursday nights, that's when I talk about dog here. That's what I talk about when they talk about player safety. I had that rant on my other channel about the Aziz Al-Shire hit. And I had a rant on my other channel about that. Check it out, Goodfella TV. Just put that in and put Aziz Al-Shire name in there. And they talk about they care about player safety, but we all know that's not the case. They don't give a damn about player safety. We all freaking know it. We all know it. That's not the case. If they did, it wouldn't be no Thursday night football. A lot of people don't know that short week, man. It's crazy. Now they on the back end, they get a good week. On the back end, they get a good week. You get a long week, probably go, visit the family, take a short vacation, be back in the building on Monday, give your body an opportunity to rest and all that good stuff. But yeah, but it came out. The Packers came and accepted the challenge of stopping the Lions' run, and but then they gave up the pass. So then they started going to their backs out the backfield. They started throwing screens. The team starting to roll off of Sam Laporta. That's another thing that need to be said and need to be talked about. Honestly, is that it's a down year for Sam Laporta. But the funny thing about it being a down year for Sam Laporta, it's a down year for all tight ends in the league. It's a down year for all tight ends outside of Brock Bowers in Las Vegas. What other tight end is out there doing it big? We talk about Travis Kelce here in Detroit. We talk about Sam Laporta. But, whatever going on with the tight end position in the NFL, I don't know what it is. Defenses are now defending them a little bit different. Maybe, they got to find a new innovative way to get the ball to the tight ends. Or, maybe they may have to go to more traditional looks to get the ball to the tight end. That might be what it is. Maybe they might do some more traditional things. So, yeah, maybe they might have to go do more traditional things to get the ball to the tight end. So, yeah, but, but nonetheless, it is what it is. So, but, this game, it really that second half, I think it starts to show the lack of depth defensively or the lack of starting talent. In the first half, they do a great job of window dressing and In the second half, a lot of these teams are figuring out how to attack a lot of these new Detroit weapons, and they're having success. So on that first play in the first half, what you had was Brian Branch blitzing. They identified that they had a single high safety, and Christian Watson ran one off the line. So Carlton Davis didn't get his hands on Christian Watson off the line. He had a free release. Kirby Joseph playing center field, and he just didn't get over there fast enough. That's exactly what happened. And then you had the touchdown play to Tucker Craft or Taylor Craft, whatever his name is, Kraft box macaroni and cheese. That's what I'm gonna call him. And that was a good pass. He put a lot of mustard on there. He seen that Carlton Davis had outside leverage, thought he was gonna break out, broke in, caught the ball. They had a lot of momentum. Josh Jacobs was really, pretty much just had a knack for the end zone. Almost had 4 touchdowns if it wasn't for a pick play. And he able to run the ball. He's able to run the ball. He's able to run the ball. For 3 touchdowns. But like I said before, if that defensive line is healthy, that don't happen. And we all know this game ain't even close. You got people saying, well, you got people saying, well, the Packers played well today. They could play with, man, dude, we was out there with ninjas off the street. And in reality, he still only had 206 yards, and 60 yards came on one play. Think about that for a minute. Think about that for a minute. Think about that for a minute. 60 yards came on one play. So to me, that was funny. Well, they showed Detroit that they defensively on the defensive line and they front seven, yeah, they took the challenge. I will say that. They took the challenge. They took the challenge. I will give them that. They took the challenge. They came out there aggressive. They came out there and they took the challenge. So they did. But ultimately, it still wasn't enough. You sell out to stop the run. Guess what? We can pass the football too. We can pass the football too. We can pass the football too. So, but then you get into that second half, and it was a back and forth. Goff had to pick, on that little curl, in and curl, whatever you want to call it. They scored a touchdown back to Josh Jacobs. They come back down, score. I think Tim Patrick had 2 touchdowns. I've seen a few publications, or one publication said he was overdue to get in the end zone. Got in there twice. I think they stopped the Packers, held them to a field goal, came back down. They just was, the Lions just stepped it up. Touchdown after that pick. And the difference was the Packers, they kicked the field goal. Lions went for it on 4th down, got stopped once with Jahmyr Gibbs on the toss sweep, and then they came back around, and got another 4th down. I think barely got one. And then I think it was another one with I think it was another 4th down, well, obviously the 4th down was when Goff he tripped and failed and still handed the ball to David Montgomery. And, that was a 4th down with them. He maybe should have kicked that field goal. I'm pretty sure that's what a lot of people's thinking. Just kick the field goal here. But he didn't want to get Green Bay the ball back. He trusted his team, even though they were stopped on 4th down before. But the difference was this. Okay, let's talk about the difference real quick. David Montgomery just ran the ball better tonight. From my naked eye, David Montgomery just truly ran the ball. To me, even in the numbers, it wasn't a big disparity. Well, what? 8 yards. Well, Dave Montgomery just was the better running back tonight versus Jameer Gibbs. He was just the better back tonight. So it wasn't a bunch of physical running today. One sack apiece for both teams, one interception by Goff, one fumble by Christian Watson, great play by Carlton Davis. Um, to knock that ball out. They pretty much had Jaden Reed in check. He was talking shit on the St. Brown podcast. He didn't even have a catch. Well, they did keep Amon Ra in check, 5 catches, 43 yards, but they just spread the wealth around. J-Mo had 80 yards. Laporta had 54. Tim Patrick had 43. All these guys had 5 or more receptions. St. Brown had 43. You know, Montgomery had 33. Jameer Gibbs had 30. What you starting to see is team starting to stack the box or trying to stop the run with the Lions. Hey, the Lions said we just gonna give it to our backs. We just gonna do the extension of the run game. So, and a lot of people played well today. So, like I said today, it was a really good game. Jake Bates iced the game at the end of the game. Uh, and like I continue to say about the Lions, they find ways to win. They find veteran players that fit what they want to do from a schematic standpoint of view. And that's just what it is at this point. So, big win by the Lions. Let me know what you girls and guys think, man. 34-31, probably the game of the year tomorrow, next week versus the Buffalo Bills at home. I told y'all it's a big 3-game stretch. Knock one down with the Packers. The Bills will be a tough game. They have extended time to prepare for the Bills and get ready and get rested for the Bills after 2 short weeks. And 2 Thursday games, 1 short week, and then still short in my opinion. And then Chicago, that'll be another good game. So hit the link tree, find me on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love, support. Check the Lions post game reaction playlist, Trey Lions Talk playlist. Peace.